All right. Nadar's excited. We're all excited. Big things are happening. And yes, I'm glad you brought up Dr. Ryan, because Dr. Ryan, I want to have a little conversation with you on this call today, talking about drugs and pharmaceuticals and medications and how they compare to what we're doing here. So let's actually start with that. We've got some awesome announcements. Actually, yesterday was our second biggest day in the history of the company, one of only 5 days where we've enrolled over 6,000 new members in a single day. We went over 880,000 paid members worldwide. Want to push to 1 million this month. I'm going to talk about some plans to do that together and make that happen. But let's go out to Dr. Ryan, because I was actually watching some stuff yesterday. And as we always talk about, you know, the world is as unhealthy as it's ever been. And I see companies like Weight Watchers specifically, who has always, for 60 years since they've been in business, been focused on helping people do the right thing, exercise, eat right, cut their calories, not eat junk. And now they're moving on to obesity is a disease. We got to give people drugs if we want to treat this. And I was like blown away that they went there. So what are your thoughts on that? I mean, do you think people can turn around obesity without drugs is the first question. And what negative effects do drugs and medications have on people long term?
Cool, buddy. I love it. Let's do this. So let me ask you a question. Do you think our bodies have a pharmaceutical deficiency?
I don't know.
No, the answer is no, definitely not. We don't have a pharmaceutical deficiency. We do not. That is not a disease state. We don't need to go into the doctor.
You say that because our body doesn't make drugs. It's not something that is part of human nature.
That's kind of what I'm saying, part of nature, right? So you don't go to the doctor and say, hey, I need a statin drug because my body's deficient in statins, right? I mean, that's a pretty big, like, think about that for a second. Like, there's not a drug deficiency problem in this world or this country. So yeah, I mean, when we go to the doctor now, we're getting these prescription drugs for weight loss. Are they working? Certainly. Has Weight Watchers pivoted a little bit to kind of jump on the weight loss medication train? They have. They've jumped on the GLP-1 agonists, all those Epic and Wegovys. And there's a huge fallout from it, Ben. But I mean, there's the weight loss med side that is going to, you talk about this all the time. You shed weight, you shed fat, you shed muscle, you shed connective tissue, amino acids, water, I mean, basically everything, because it's doing a number of different things. It's slowing down your gut motility. So usually food only goes through your stomach in 2 to 3 hours. Now it could persist potentially for over a day. The food could literally take over a day to move through your stomach. So you're not hungry. You're not really eating. And then it also tells your brain you're not hungry. So it kind of does multiple things, these drugs do. So now we're losing muscle. We're losing all these important components to a healthy body that should be focused, right? Like we're talking about hormones, neurotransmitters for our brain. I mean, that cascade of events that we need to start with proper nutrition. So here's my opinion on it. My opinion is that, can the GLP-1s help people that have gone through fad diets and yo-yo diets, and they're stubborn because the body now is stubborn? The body literally is so stubborn. It says, I don't want to lose weight. I have insulin resistance. The body's fighting like hell. It can't overcome it. So can they help jumpstart? Yes, they certainly can. When you stop them, does the weight come back? Yes, it does, unless you've made major lifestyle changes along the way. So I'm happy to see the things that are happening. It's doing a lot of other things. It's curbing like alcohol dependence. It's helping with psychiatric things, because a lot of the psychiatric meds cause weight gain. And people get really upset about that. So there's a lot of this like ancillary benefit that's coming with it, but we're going in too hard, too fast. And we don't know enough about the drugs yet. So we'll see what happens. There's a lot from that. I'm worried about it. I think people now are using it as an excuse to eat poorly and to not change their dietary habits, if that makes sense. So a lot of mixed emotions on that one, Ben.
Awesome. I like that. So it sounds like, yes, they work, but either way, if you're not fixing what's broken, if you're not correcting the wrongs and eating right and putting the right nutrition into your body, yeah, you could get weight loss results, but you're still going to be unhealthy. Just because you weigh less doesn't mean you're more healthy. Maybe a little bit, but still, it doesn't, as Lisa loves to say, extend your health span.
Correct.
Awesome. Love it. Great stuff. All right. let's talk, since we got Dr. Ryan, what do we got as far as product updates?
Oh my gosh, buddy. So I am so happy to say this again, that we're not out of stock. We almost ran out of stock. We're almost out, man. We are not out of stock. So guys, just orders, just let's keep rolling. We're going into the new year. I know we're going to hear a lot of talk about New Year's resolutions. Maybe some of the panelists today might want to start thinking about and commenting on how that process works. For me personally, it's not something that I set, but I definitely encourage it. I love it. I think if you're going to do it any time of the year. But if you want to do it January 1st, wonderful, great. We're here to support you. That's my opinion on that. As far as new products go, we've got the updated E3 coming, so that pre-workout / energy, category coming. That's December. That is December. That's going to happen this month, as well as the essential oils. So testing has just cleared. We just passed testing, and that's a big deal. So we're ready to rock. The designs are done. Everything's in motion. We should be done. I'm thinking about a second week of December, third week max, but we're looking good there. And then going into the new year, you've heard me say about 20 different things we're working on. I've got an awesome detox. There's an awesome gut. There's a few things going that I think from a category, Lisa gets a lot of questions on, especially the hormone support, menopausal support, hot flash support. There's a lot of interest in that category that we're working on as well. I encourage Ben, I always say, guys, anybody have any input, please feel free to send me messages. I'd love to hear from you guys as well. Back to you.
Wow. Awesome. Yeah, I was worried about running out of the men's multi for a minute there. Glad we got it in. What about the children's gummy multivitamin?
Gummies are tough. Gummies are tricky. So we're in right now production for test batches to make sure that everything goes as planned. So we're in January for that. January is the goal month for that to release, maybe February.
Nice. And I know there's a lot more right behind it. Thanks so much, Ryan.